Hello and welcome to another Draft Gym TV. As always, you are joined by me, Andy, FPL Teach Mode. And this week we are going to be looking at FanTeam's big monster weekend, all about fantasy football in the Premier League. Now, obviously I am here on behalf of Draft Gym. Make sure you like and subscribe to the stream, guys. It really helps. You'll notice that this week it is not a stream. It is a pre-recorded one. The reason is because at any moment now, I could be having a little baby. I've already got one. Not a little baby anymore. He's a toddler. But we just thought it'd be a good idea to do some pre-recorded stuff because obviously I can then do that at whatever time, whether it's late at night because baby's awake or whatever it is. So I thought it'd probably be a good idea. Now, that's enough about me. Let's talk about some of the content that Draft Gym's got out this week. Something that is so good, and Alexei was the one that made this, and obviously, you know, our friend from Siberia. 5 tips about how to play DFS. It's so good, like genuinely so good. It is tailored towards FanTeam, and it is such a good read, and it talks you through all the best ways of playing this game. There are people that might have been playing this for a year or two, and maybe never had a big win. And actually, this kind of talks you through how to play the game properly and how to win. I genuinely love it. There are so many things in here that if you are somebody that is not not used to this game, it is something that you have to read. You genuinely have to read. Now, a lot of our content will be coming out today and tomorrow as well. There's no Friday night game, and we have got 2 games happening early. If I actually go on the game here, look, you can see, should be just here, there it is. You can see that the fixtures that we've got first up are Chelsea City, Man United, Villa. So we're going to have 2 games kicking off at 12:30, which is mad, really. We never really have that. So 2 games kicking off at 12:30, which means we will know the lineups for Chelsea, Man City. We'll know the lineups for Man United, Villa. We will not know the lineups for any of the other games unless we get some very early leaks, which we don't tend to get anymore. So I think that makes this week quite tough. When you look at it as well, we've got 10 fixtures this week. That is lovely. I love 10 fixtures because you get a lot more variance there. But I mean, it's going to be great knowing the Man United lineup, but I don't think there's going to be many shocks anyway. The City and Chelsea lineups are the ones we always look for every week, but this week they're playing each other. So actually, a lot of those teams that I think we would be waiting for news on, we're actually probably going to have it anyway. If you look down the fixture list, Chelsea City for me, I think is really tough to call. I think that's probably going to be very low scoring and probably like a 0-0. So could you go with defenders? Maybe, but I still think that's a tough ask personally. Man United Villa, you have to target. For me, you have to target Man United in that fixture because I think home advantage is lovely against them. Watford, I think Watford are a good budget team to invest in this week. I feel like Ismaila Sarr, Denise up top. You've got Femenia, who actually did quite well at the back. You've got Foster in goal as well because Bartman's going to be injured. I feel like that's a nice fixture because Newcastle conceded an awful lot of chances. We've got Everton against Norwich. I think Everton are a team that you can stack with. My biggest problem with Everton is they just don't do it when you want them to. They do not perform when you want them to. So this fixture against Norwich, it would not surprise me if Norwich came out 1-0 winners in this game. Honestly, Everton always let you down when you least expect them to. But will you be going with an Everton stack in at least one of your entries? Most probably. Leeds versus West Ham. I feel like West Ham are going to absolutely demolish Leeds. Leeds have a lot of problems defensively. West Ham have Antonio back. Leeds most likely, definitely will not have Bamford playing now. West Ham just beat Man United in the League Cup. So I do think West Ham are a good team to invest in. They're fairly cheap compared to some of the other players as well. Leicester Burnley, I think a Leicester stack is definitely something you can look at there. Brentford Liverpool, I feel like that's going to be tougher than people think it is for Liverpool. Brentford are a good team defensively. They're set up well and they frustrate teams as well. So I think that's a tough one to go with. Yes, you've got to go with some Liverpool players in at least some of your entries, but they are a team you can fade a little bit this week. Wolves Southampton, I think it's hard to call. Wolves are heavily favoured actually, and if you have a look at my odds at the bottom, there are a lot of people think Wolves will win this, but I think that's a tough one. And then Arsenal Spurs, I'm backing Arsenal quite heavily in this one. I feel quite good about Arsenal in this one. Spurs are struggling quite a lot. And Arsenal, I feel like, are on that uptick. I've been calling that uptick for a while. They won the last 2 games 1-0. Not convincingly, I wouldn't say, but I do fancy them. And Crystal Palace Brighton, I think Palace are a good one to invest in this week. I usually go against Brighton. I don't know why, but I feel like Palace are a good one to invest in. Now, if we have a look, the prices, I've been saying about this, they've gone up to 107 million, our budget, from 105. And you look at the prices, and for me, they've done what I've said. They're making premiums very expensive. They're making it so we just cannot afford to get too many of these premiums. But when you look at these premiums, there's not an awful lot of them you'd actually, want to invest in, really. For me, I think Ronaldo's got to be in there because he's your captain. He's going to be the one you're most likely captaining. If you wanted to try and make a team with Ronaldo and Salah, you can. And I'll show you one of my entries later as well that does have both of them in there. The thing that I do quite like about Manchester United is that Ronaldo's going to play 90 minutes. But also, I feel like with Man United, a double stack is absolutely fine because there's no other real midfielders I want. Greenwood's not going to give you the 90 minutes. Bruno is, but, he's been very capped now because of Ronaldo. And then once you look down the line, Sancho is going to be in or out. He might not even start. Pogba isn't a bad shout if you wanted to go Pogba, but how much is he really going to be getting you? And then you look down, Lingard's probably not going to start anyway. McTominay you're not going to want anyway. So what I've done is I've tended to go for Luke Shaw because he's on some free kicks and he's on corners as well. He's more than likely, if Ronaldo scores, Shaw could be on the end of could be the one whipping the cross in. So I don't mind that double stack there. Now, the other team that you've got to invest in this week, I think, is West Ham. West Ham against Leeds. Leeds are just struggling so much at the moment and injuries are ruining them. So Antonio, I think, could easily also be a captaincy shout for you. There's nothing wrong with Antonio this week as captain. He's fresh. He's back from suspension. So he's probably going to smash it, isn't he? And then I do like Benrahma because he's getting the minutes. Souček is a very, very big favourite of DFS players because he plays the 90 minutes and the stats usually favour him. But I'm going to go with Soufal. I quite fancy West Ham to keep a clean sheet against Leeds as well. So I'm going to go with Soufal there. So that's a nice little triple West Ham there. Now, the other team that I'm also quite high on this week is Arsenal. And that's because they're so beautifully priced in this game. Kieran Tierney, I absolutely love most weeks. Saka, Pepe, Smith Rowe, Odegaard are all much of a muchness there. I think I'd probably go with the upside of Pepe, but in that North London derby, I do worry whether Pepe's going to just let the game pass him by. So I think one of these other three could possibly pop up. I'm going to go Saka because I've got a bit of a soft spot for him. And then I'm going to go for Aubameyang up top because North London derby, it might get a bit heated. Maybe. And then Aubameyang on penalties doesn't look too bad, does it? I could swap him out and I could go for the other triple stack that I absolutely love this week as well, which is Watford. Absolutely love this Watford team this week. Denise up front, Ismail Assar, and then in goal, Ben Foster. Absolutely love that this week. I feel like that is a three that I am really, really confident about this week, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel like Newcastle are there to be got at. Yes, Foster in goal, but for 7.1 million, I think that's lovely, and he could keep a clean sheet anyway. So I really like that. And then I've still got 13 million in the bank, and let's have a look who I could get for 13 million. Let's just see what kind of players could I get for 13 million. If I put the price on here. Could get Jota, don't fancy that to be honest, or McTominay. We're really going to be looking to try and build up some of these stacks if I can. So maybe an Arsenal player. I could get an Arsenal player, couldn't I? Or I could get another Man United player. Let's have a look if I could get another Man United defender. See what I could get there. Here we are, Man United defender. I mean, I could get Greenwood if I wanted to, but I don't really fancy that. So I could get Harry Maguire in there, and that looks like quite a tasty 4-3-3 personally with 2 million left in the bank. So, that's where you could upgrade Denise if you wanted to. You could upgrade Benrahma. I quite like that as a team. 2 million in the bank. You don't need to spend it all. Now, I got told off last week, and I'm about to get told off again because I'd almost forgotten. I need to show you Alexi's video. So before I do anything else today, I'm going to show you Alexi's video. Before I start talking about my entries, before I start having a bit of a play, maybe trying to get some Liverpool players in, I'm going to hand you over to the madman from Siberia that knows his stacks better than I know my wife. Here he is.
Warm Siberian greetings to you, my fantasy friends. Alexis here, and I want to apologize for last week. My recommendations were so good, and decided not to paste my video. So let's hope this week they're equally as good. So let's get on to it. My first stack is Everton, who are playing against a horrendous Norwich defense, and their attackers are priced in the 10-11 million range, which is a bargain, especially with that increased budget to draft your teams. You now have 107 million at your disposal instead of 105 million. So Everton are seventh in both expected goals and big chances, while Norwich are third worst in expected goals conceded and shots in the box. Rondon is the focal point of the Toffees attack. I like the way he looked in the last game. Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin are confirmed absentees. I like this movement of the ball, and I think he can really fill Calvert's boots. Norwich have conceded 27 chances from the left flank. That's second worst in the league, and that's something Townsend can really benefit from. He has 6 shots and 10 chances created so far. Rather good, I would say. He played full 90 minutes in his last 3 games as well, which is just great. Gray makes up my stack. He's second in both shots and expected goals, just behind Calvert-Lewin. Use this trio if you believe Everton are going to do damage at home. So another team I am going against is Leeds, who are equally as bad defensively as Norwich. West Ham will be rather comfortable playing on the counterattack. Antonio, their talisman, is back. 15 of his 18 shots came from inside the box. He has 6 big chances. He has scored 4 goals already. He's rested and he will be ready to go. West Ham beat Manchester United, as you probably know, in the League Cup in midweek, so they will be full of confidence going into this fixture. My 90-minute man Soucek, where is he at? There he is. He is always an integral part of my stack. He shoots a lot. He gets into those dangerous areas at set pieces. It's basically a coin toss between Bowen and Fornell, so I'm just going to go with Benrahma instead, with money probably not an issue this particular week with an extended budget and a lot of league leaders playing against each other. So Benrahma is actually second only to Antonio in expected assists with 1.33, and we all know he can put it in the back of the net with 3 goals scored already this season. So there you have it, folks. I wish you a great weekend. Don't forget that this slate starts early this Saturday. As always, there's a lot of good content coming out on Draft Gym for this week's Monster. Make sure you check it out. And best of luck. From Siberia, with love, signing off.
Lovely. Look at that. Look. He's so good. You know what? He's made me think about Everton a bit. I think maybe I'm being a bit crazy not going for Everton. And I completely forgot about that left flank of Norwich. Townsend, for me, actually looks like a really good shout. So maybe that is the way to go. Now, you can see here I've got some my entries for games that haven't quite started yet. And one of them is my 2 entries so far for the GameWeek 6 50k weekly monster. Let's have a quick look at what I've gone for. So you can see it's pretty similar to what I've just shown you. I think I'm going to have to try and get some Everton in there somewhere. I think I am. I might even take Benrahma out and just have Soufal and Antonio. I feel like that maybe is the way to go. And maybe try and get some Everton if they're in there if I can. Ronaldo captain, I feel like that's quite standard really. But you can see that Watford triple up that I'm in love with so much. And then, if I show you my other one as well, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, look at this. So I've managed to get Ronaldo, Salah and Mane in this team. Still got that Watford triple up. I've gone for some Crystal Palace in there as well. And I've also gone for some Southampton. Livramento's looking very, very good, by the way. Plays 90 minutes. Ward-Prowse always plays 90 minutes. And he's obviously on penalty duty as well. I actually quite like this team. I feel like It's going against Arsenal, which is I say against Arsenal. You know, I took the Arsenal players out, but I quite like this team as a bit of a punt. It doesn't have West Ham. That's the only thing I would say. It doesn't have West Ham, which I think you probably do need some kind of West Ham in there to do well this week. But I quite like it as a bit of a shout. You never know. You've got some nice double ups in there, which I think it was what I was going for. So that's how we're looking this week. I hope you enjoyed the stream this week. Obviously, I say it's a stream. I keep saying stream. I hope you enjoyed the video this week. We will be going back to a stream once I've got back to some kind of normality after babies here. But for now, at least, I hope you've enjoyed it. Massive oi oi from all of us at Draft Gym, and we wish you luck in Game Week 6. So, thank you very much, and bye-bye.